Plan today was for me to boulder with Caroline and Trevor, my two best boulder buddies, but unfortunately they had to bail last minute. I was already driving, so rather than turn around, I decided to go boulder by myself, which just so happens to be one of my favorite things to do. When I go bouldering by myself, I have one of two types of sessions. Number one, I bring minimal pads and climb as many of the easy boulders as I can find in the area. This one's great if I need to recover my fingers a little or want a little endurance training. And the second type of session is what I'm doing today. And the second type of session, project session, where I bring all the pads I can muster and I plop them down in the same spot for like 2 hours. Today I'm getting on double arette, which is a V5 here at Morrison. I'm not sure if you can tell, but that's the Red Rocks amphitheater. Been looking at it for a while and I'm super psyched to try it out. So it looks super sweet. Described as strenuous. Well, let me read you the description here. Double arette V5, 16 feet, 3.5 stars out of 4 at 187 votes. Start out low on the right side of the arette, find the sweet spots, pace the feet, and begin. Strenuous moves the whole way, continually just squeezing everything together. Eases up slightly toward the top with a mild tap out, submitted by Jay Samuelson. Thanks, Jay. That thing sounds pretty sick and looks even sicker. I particularly like the sound of that mild top out. Okay, although I don't have any real reason to believe I will, I guess this is a flash attempt, so I might as well set the cameras up proper, huh? Pathetic flash attempt. So that guy definitely starts with one hand on each arette instead of trying to match on the right like I was doing. So give it another attempt. It's not really a flash anymore, I suppose. First move is so hard, man. The hands are pretty good, but these feet are just horrible. Whoa, let me show you. I'd love to be able to use this better than I do, but it's kind of so far left. There's your left start hand. Right start hand's all the way over here. So it's pretty hard to get any weight on it at first. I can sort of toe hook around and have it rest on there, which is what I've mostly been doing so far, and we'll probably try again. Sometimes when you're out on a session with your buds and a crew, you're rushed, you're trying to get between boulders because you all have different projects or different grades that you want to get on. If you're rope climbing, it's even worse because you're fighting crowds and waiting in line and managing gear. Even with something we love like climbing, there's a lot of potential stress that comes with it. And for me, bouldering on my own is a stress-free relaxation environment. I love it. I figured out I'm too stretched to hit the left hand first. I start on the left hand here. That's too wide to hit to for my first position because my right hand is like all the way over here somewhere. See, my first move needs to be getting the right hand further up the arette so I can bring this other arette into striking position. Oh, jeez. Holy cow, strenuous is right. Oh. The second reason I like bouldering alone is that it's therapeutic. Now you might think that Now you might think that relaxing and therapeutic are the same thing. Oh, you're reusing your reasons. When I said relaxing, it mainly meant the absence of stress. You're outside, you're doing something you love without the added pressures of anyone's expectations or timetables. But when I say it's therapeutic, I mean it has like the same effect on me as like meditating.
Bright as the sea in a summer's haze through centuries.
It's time alone where I can lay on the boulder pad and think and just consider my beta, but also life and my job and the future and what I want to accomplish in this channel and goals and plans. And I find that very therapeutic. I actually get a really similar thing with a slackline session on my own or with others, but when you're on the line and it just focuses your mind in so much, and then when you get off and relax, you can free it up to think about whatever you want. You know, your project and your beta, if you're really focused in on improving that. But sometimes it's best just to like clear your head of some other stuff. Being outside alone, bouldering in the beautiful outdoors. Oh, it's one of my favorite ways to do that. Well, even if I don't send, this is a big day for me because I broke my first propeller blade on the drone. Two propellers, one propeller. Womp womp. I think it's time to change from the Mythos into a more aggressive shoe. Just got these shoes recently. I haven't really used them much yet. Rubber still feels pretty stiff and kind of like slippery, you know, so I don't know if I'm gonna love it. But it might feel better for like the toe hooks on this thing. It's got probably a bit more of an edge or a rubber on the toe there to catch on something. So let's give them a go, see if that makes a difference, huh? Oh, dang, this thing's harder than it looks. I heard someone walk by say V6, and now that he mentioned it, I feel like Trevor might have called it V6 before, in which case, you know, that's my limit, so might take a few sessions. It does seem like my style, compression-y, slopey, squeezy, refrigerator hauling type shit. Tough session so far, and I probably only got a little bit of time till sun goes down, but dude, look at this sunset coming. Woo-wee. Wow, dude, amazing. Colorado has some beautiful sunsets. Sunrises are a little weak though. But the next right hand's worse too. This right hand, where I'm coming from, has a thumb and like somewhat of a cornered edge there. So feels pretty decent overall. But then when you go higher up, it smooths out. Good work, camera. We got other people coming. I hope they don't actually come to this boulder. Another reason I like to boulder on my own is it teaches me patience. You can really relax between attempts, review the footage if you film yourself while you're climbing to see what you can improve on your next attempt. Get plenty of rest, don't have to worry about moving your pads around. If you're all alone like me, you don't have to worry about anybody else's feelings or time or plans, or although there's a lot to be gained with projecting from somebody on a similar grade or a better grade than you, but I don't know, I love projecting by myself too. It's how I've sent a lot of my best sends to date. You ever out bouldering with your crew and you're on a project and you feel like you're not quite there, but you give it a hard go anyways because you know you gotta leave soon and you have an increased risk of injury because of that? You might get demotivated by trying it too quickly and not doing well and then moving on and maybe not coming back to it, or maybe you wouldn't try long enough to find a beta that worked for you and made it easier. So I just always feel like I'm in a bit of a rush when I'm out in a group. When you're on your own, you can take your time, make sure you're really figuring out the beta you want to use, taking plenty of rest in between, and not really giving it, you know, proper go until you're ready. So I'm not quite ready on this one, but that's one of the things I love about bouldering on my own. Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. Wow. I'm going back to the Mythos instead of these Scarpas. I just like the way the rubber feels on the wall a little better. I had a bad slip or two in the Scarpa, and now I'm worried that it's gonna happen again, and it's holding me back from applying all the pressure I need to. So let me try these Mythos out again. Oh, and now I slipped on those right away. Man, I've been so psyched on why to boulder by yourself that I really haven't gotten into how too much. It's not that complicated, but it might even deserve its own video. The main thing is just to take it slow at your own pace, use the amount of pads you have at your disposal, climb up and down climb a lot when you're not feeling comfortable, and just overall don't push it when you think you might fall and hurt yourself. It's really not worth taking any of that risk when you're on your own. Bring in however many pads you can carry and get your hands on. Try to either plop them down in one spot or go on easy boulders where you don't need a lot of pads. Otherwise it can really be a pain on your own. So. Oh yeah, oh. See that heel toe cam? Heel toe cam in there kind of worked. Maybe I just need to get it all the way in the bottom and then do it so I can be more confident it doesn't slip out on me. Man, this thing's hard, oh my gosh. Honestly, I was kind of expecting to send it in one session. I even had a phrase ready for it, a single serving 6, but I thought it was a 5. I was gonna say single serving 5, but. All right, I'm gonna start where I left off, see if I can add a couple moves, maybe get the top out done before going home. Better get this in the case before I destroy it. Had to take it out to get a better connection on the drone controller. Wow. Oh, that's a jug. Oh, I need to get there. Okay. I think if I can get to that jug, be able to go to the top from there, it seems. So trying hard here. I got a 10-year plan and I'm really going for it, putting all the excuses aside and taking every opportunity I can to make a full-time career out of this. So if you can support me in that, I'd really appreciate it. That was, of course, not the proper top to the boulder. Just convenient that I could feel all the holds and such, but that was not the right top. Okay, that's it for today. I did save the best reason for last on why I like to boulder alone. And that's because if you don't send it, no one has to know.